One can only hope I don't have glitter in my eyeball. Hello there, internet. Don't be confused. I may be in a different location. I may look different. The truth of the matter is, I don't know, because this is past Abbie. Hello? I always feel like a time traveler when I make videos that I know are not going to be watched for a long time. I feel like I'm traveling through space and time, all the wibbly wobbliness. The summer before I went to college my freshman year, I had this idea called Storytime Stories, where I would pick stories out of a hat and tell them to you via the camera, and then I could edit them and upload them ahead of time, so in case I got busy at college, I could upload them instead of a new video. Well, I did that and they all sucked. But alas, I have had the idea again, and shall try to make them not suck this time. I just hope I don't pull a really hefty topic out of this hat right now, because this is the introduction video and you're getting all the introduction along with a story. Bonus! So let's go. Can you read it? Nope, it says pets. So when I was little we had this dog named Princess, and she wasn't really our dog, but listen to the story. This dog named Princess had an owner, and that owner was a bad person. Said owner abused Princess, and that's just not a good situation. Now I don't know if what I'm about to say is accurate, but this is how little Abbie remembers it, so here you go. Princess came over to our house one day, and she had been shot in the paw. So we taped up her paw, fixed her up, and then took her back to her owner. So we took her back to her owner, was like, hey, your dog came to us, here you go. And then like a couple days later, she came back to us, because we're good people. She hung around our house for a while, and she was known as our dog, but then she kind of became like a town community dog, and she just wandered wherever she wanted to. Next, I had a bunch of fish. But the most important fish was Goldie. She grew to be like this big. I won her at a carnival, but it was apparently like at the beginning of the carnival, and my mom like did not think she was gonna make it, this little goldfish. She put her behind the tire of our car in like the shade so she wouldn't like fry up into a fish stick. But my mom didn't think she was gonna make it. We went back to the car after the carnival. She was swimming, just alive, forever. Not forever, she eventually died. But she grew to be really big, and I had her for a really long time, and then we were on vacation or something, and then we came back and she was dead. But we buried her and had a nice little funeral. And then to fill the emptiness that Goldie left in my heart, we bought like 3 other goldfish and a bubblefish with bubbles on her eyes. I named her Bubbles. And then Colton also got a shark. I think you know where this story's going. We put all the fish into the same tank. And that's not what you do when you buy a shark. First of all, the shark like ate the goldfish, or killed them, I don't really remember, but it killed them, so eating or killing, either way, dead. And then Sharky, the shark, I didn't name him, my brother did, Sharky popped Bubbles' bubbles. And it was so cute and I loved it so much, and Sharky just popped the bubbles. And bubblefish, what do they do when they don't have bubbles on their face? They die. I was very upset, and so Mother put Sharky in a different bowl and forgot to feed him. Then we moved houses, moved towns, and the house we moved to, we also inherited a horse with. Yeah, the house came with a horse. It was interesting, very interesting. Her name was Shadow. She was gray, like a shadow. But she was a very wild horse, and so we couldn't like ride her or anything, so we just fed her all the time and watered her and didn't ride her. Eventually we sold her to some people who could tame her and ride her, because that would be a thing to do with a horse. And since living here, we've had 1,000,001 stray cats. There was Kitty, there was Emma, there was Demetria, there was McSpence, there was Kit Kat, there was Garfield number 2, and a bunch of other names of cats that I just don't recall. And now we have a dog, or shall I say, the rest of my family has a dog, since it was against my will. So there you go. That was the story of all of my pets. Talk to me down in the doobly-doo about your pets and tell me if you have any interesting stories. Like and subscribe. I don't know when the next Storytime story will come out. It might be next week, it might be next year. You never know. Actually, I wonder if after a year, if I don't use them, I'll just refilm them. What will be next time, though? Future Abbie, get it together. Put up a video for next week. Bye! That's the face of a pet that's not a human version of Abbie.